Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 63 of the Gametime Gents podcast. It is me, Nardy, here with Fish and Zoltowski. Boys.
Hello. No countdown today?
Nope, just going for it. Today we're going to get into week 12. We're going to cover a little bit of what happened in week 11 with some news, fantasy zeros and heroes. Then we'll get into our week 12 starts of the week, and we'll do our pick'ems. So let's get right into it, boys. There's been a lot of injuries that happened over this past week, so I'm just going to go quickly through this list here. A couple of Falcons got injured. Michael Penix Jr., he has a left knee injury. It's a bone bruise. He's on the IR for at least 4 weeks, and then additionally to that, Drake London has a PCL sprain. So if you're a Drake London manager, watch your practice reports, see if he comes back to practice this week. He's considered week to week, so I don't know if he doesn't play. It kind of sucks. I mean, Kirk O'Chains is at the helm now. I remember he had a pretty good chemistry with Darnell Mooney, more than what Penix had, but it's rough in Atlanta. Bijan owners? Anybody have a Bijan here?
Yeah, I got one. I got a Bijan.
It's upsetting.
I feel great that he's going to get the full frontal workload, and Kirk Cousins is going to be back there throwing on the ball as well. I mean, he's way more of an accurate passer than, and we kind of discussed it. He's a little bit more of a gunslinger than Penix is. It does suck that if Drake London doesn't play, because I know he's just going to sling him the rock all kinds of ways. Honestly, the guy that tweeted about Drake London, like, oh, he's on pace to have 300 yards that game, immediately 5 minutes after he gets hurt. So that guy should probably be, I don't know, he should probably go missing for a little bit. So, yeah.
He's cursed.
The jinx.
But, I think Bijan's numbers will stay the same, if not increase workload-wise. Defenses are probably schemed to kind of load the box, but they are having Kurt Cuddy back there. It's not like they have Zach Wilson or some scrub. So it should still be relatively the same fantasy implications there for the Falcons.
Yeah, I don't know what their playoff implications look like now, but it's got to be looking rough, especially if Drake misses. Another couple injuries here. We have Calvin Ridley, broken fibula. He's on IR. He was not that fantasy relevant anyway. He was on one of my rosters as a depth play, but maybe we'll see more of DK there now. So, I almost said a couple of Packers injured, but it's just one. Josh Jacobs, he has a knee contusion. He's not hitting the IR. And Matt LaFleur says that he has a chance to play in week 12. I think it's a really slim chance by what I've been hearing, but hopefully if he does play, it's not like he's on a limited snap count where, you put him in your starting lineup expecting that full workload, and then you get maybe 10, 12 snaps in the game and he's just burning a hole in your roster. So it's good he's not being placed on IR. It proves or provides some hope going forward, but I don't know, I would just be wary of that. It's going to be a lot of practice reports, kind of like similar to Drake London. You're going to want to watch those reports this week, see how much he plays. If he doesn't play or practice, then you'll have a good idea how much he's going to play on Sunday. A couple of Steelers that got injured. Aaron Rodgers has a wrist fracture. Mike Tomlin came out and said that the injury does not need surgery and the status is to be determined. Automatically hurts DK Metcalf in my mind. We saw the game. DK wasn't really that much of a factor, I don't believe, but the running back position had an uptick in workload. Jaylen Warren even left the game early, and Kenneth Gainwell had a huge game receiving. He had like 8 targets, 7 receptions, and he had 2 touchdowns. So the weird thing about Jaylen Warren is he could have come back in. I didn't really watch this game too closely. Were the Steelers just beating up on their opponent that bad that they didn't come in, or?
I mean, they had a pretty good commanding lead because they played the Bengals, right? I believe.
I think so, yeah. In Pittsburgh.
The Bengals really weren't in it much at all.
They scored each team scored pretty quick right off rip, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be a shootout," and then it just slowed down. And then Pittsburgh remembered that they were playing the Bengals and played really good defense. I think they had 2 defensive touchdowns, and they kind of just cracked the game wide open. So I think that was the other reason too. Defense was playing well. Their offense wasn't able to get anything going. So he's like, I'll just take the time, rest, not get hurt.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch that game. Like I said, it was, I think it was on at 1:00. The Browns didn't play till 4, so I had an eye on the 1:00 games, but I wasn't really doing much watching the games there. Next, Fish, this impacts your team pretty heavily. Lane Johnson, Liz Frank, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks. The offense we know is sputtering already. Do you think this is going to have a big impact for Saquon, the passing game?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, we could plug in anybody back there, right? We got Fred Johnson back there who plays well, right? But I mean, you're missing a veteran presence in Lane and an absolute unit that has been there for 10 plus years already. So, yeah, I mean, the offense is sputtering. We can't seem to find any type of rhythm. We kind of talked about it before where somebody complains about not getting the ball, we're not running it, and all of a sudden that's the entire focal point of the next game is force feed. A great example is the passing thing, right? We don't pass enough. AJ's not getting the ball, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. And then the first 12,000 plays we did that game was pass it. I'm like, well, keep in mind we have Saquon. We kind of got to get him involved too because now everybody's just pressing 12 people in coverage. So it's going to be one of those things where something will click eventually, but missing him on that line does obviously impact the run game drastically. Not like there was one really to begin with, but we saw a lot of passing quick succession that we saw a little bit of last year too under Kellen Moore, where defenses started only having one safety over top, and it kind of opened up the game for not only Jalen running it because then they added that dual threat, but then Saquon started kind of getting into his rhythm. So we saw glimpses of what it could have been last year or what it was last year into this year. But the one thing that's not sputtering is that defense.
Yeah.
No, that defense is.
I mean, both defenses on the Lions end too. I mean, we got linebackers lining up against some quick guys, and they're keeping up with them, and N'Kobe Dean and Jack Campbell. So I mean, it's just
N'Kobe Dean came in on a blitz and just trucked Montgomery, and my jaw dropped. I was like, "What the like?" That was nuts.
It's terrifying. So
yeah,
this will have implications, obviously, but I think that they'll plan well enough. And like you said, most games are won in the trenches. I believe that they have enough players in the trenches where we can plug and play. Landon Dickinson's played all over the field essentially on that offensive line. So mixing and matching certain players, kind of scheme towards who is out and who's not. I believe that they'll be fine, but it does suck. And it sucks to see Lane going back to the locker room again, what almost seems like a week in, week out thing for him. So he's getting older. He's out of his prime kind of thing. So it's just one of those things where it's like, we saw Jason Kelsey leave. Now it's Lane's turn kind of thing. So it just sucks.
Yeah, I didn't realize he's 35.
Yeah, I mean, he's an old one. He's an OG. So, but I mean, it's
still performing at a high level, but I mean, the Liz Frank, that's one that people get really worried about because if it sprains again or it does tear or break, I'm not sure if it's a ligament or a bone, but it's a long injury to come back from. So hopefully they get his rehab going. And if you guys are still in the playoff picture with that week 4 or after 4 weeks, which I assume you will be because the NFC East is dog water this year. It's funny how that division ebbs and flows so much, but I think that they will probably keep him out for the 6 weeks, which sucks for fantasy, especially if you're a Saquon manager. But yeah, is any other pieces on the offensive line? Are there any other injuries going on?
Cam Jurgens went out for a few plays last game too. Obviously, he's the new Jason Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
The last few weeks, he's been in and out of injury too. And then obviously you got Landon, who, I mean, I feel like that guy he gets a holding call or he's hurt. But those three there, my lot has been in, everybody else, but then kind of you see Fred Johnson or uh, the backup center that we have kind of just fill in. You're like, that's not Lane, that's not Cam.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yep.
Um, so obviously, it's a little different of a story if the offense is humming and we're scheming correctly, but those injuries, those key injuries there, again, we talk about how incredible some of these running backs are or how incredible these wide receivers are. But if you don't have time in the pocket or if they load the box because they know that you're going to run it with the same play over and over and over again, which we saw this past weekend against the Lions.
I remember one, it was
it's
run the
easy.
ball outside to the right. All right, let's do the same play, but to the left. I'm like, and then I find we're no better on offense. Don't get me wrong. It was an offensive trash show.
We got a lot of things to work on, both of our teams, to get ready for the playoffs. I think our defense is fine, but for offenses that almost put up 30 plus points last year consecutively to now, I mean, I'm lucky to see double digits. I'm like, hey,
Jared Goff needs to get rid of the gloves. It's cold, man. Just use a hand warmer. Come on.
Yeah, I saw him
gloves
out there Sunday. 2-glove Teddy out there.
He's got the Eli Manning going. He just every time he gets hit, his mouth is always open like a Venus flytrap. Like he's catching something. I don't know.
I think that was his lowest completion percentage game of his career. It was bad. It was rough to watch. A lot of props goes to the Eagles defense, just putting the pressure on them. Good coverage. I think Jalen Carter and the other big guy that's up there, they each had like 2 or 3 batted passes, which is always frustrating.
Yeah, Jalen had 2, and then Jordan Davis had 3, which one of them led to that interception too for Cooper DeJean Mustard.
Cooper DeJean. Next injury I want to talk about, Kimani Vidal. He had a thigh injury. He left the game and didn't return. If he had another big game, he's had a couple, right? I would say he could have been pretty good trade bait going into the bye week. Well, I guess trade deadline's probably over in most leagues, but the Chargers are on bye this week, and then next week they play the Raiders. Omari and Hampton could be activated next week, so Vidal's probably going to get put back into a more secondary role. We know how much they used Omarion when he was healthy, so I don't know if they're going to go with a 2 running back system. It seems like they kind of didn't, even with Vidal on the field, but because he had the week before this when he wasn't injured, he had 93% snap percentage, which is crazy for a running back. I mean, most starting running backs you'll see 60-70%, but 93 that's bell cow. So I don't know if he's going to be a viable option for you going forward. It all kind of depends on what Omarion goes through. I don't think he's going to hit IR Vidal, but he could be a sneaky flex play in the future, just depending on what his usage is. And then last but not least, I'm not sure who added this, but CJ Stroud still in concussion protocol?
Yep. He's still in the protocol. He'll be out Thursday against the Bills.
Oh, okay. Yeah, short week.
I just saw that earlier today. So
okay, yeah.
I must really knock the noggin because I think this is the 2nd or 3rd week in a row.
Yeah, this will be the 3rd week in a row. I wonder if he could have played Sunday if they had a Sunday game, but they're probably just being cautious.
Could be.
Next, we do have a player to talk about who's kind of heating up right now. Sean Tucker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's been more and more involved in the offense now. I'm not sure what Bucky Irvin's status is right now on coming back. I don't think anybody knows, but
I don't even think Tampa Bay knows, man.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Last week he had 44% of the snaps. He had 19 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also caught 2 through the air for 34 yards and another touchdown. So it seems like he's kind of that spark plug that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have needed. We know that they've gone through the injuries. They're almost as bad as the 49ers are right now with injuries. So he's available in 30% of leagues on Sleeper. He's worth a look during your waiver time. So if there is someone that you need to pick up, or maybe you lost one of these other guys that we just talked about, pick him up if he's available, and he could be a guy that you play. Now, Rashad White is still out snapping him right now, but Sean Tucker's been a lot more efficient. And we kind of said that before they ever drafted Bucky Irving, is Rashad White was only good because of the volume he got, because he doesn't pass the eye test for most folks. He's not an attractive player when it comes to like he's not a sexy player. He's not a sexy player. He's a guy that you could put in for a decent floor, and then maybe he gets a touchdown, gets a high boom. But Sean Tucker is a guy that you can put in there for a boom or bust situation if you need to. Next, we have some news. Do you guys want to cover these since I've been talking the whole time? Or most of the time?
Yeah, no, I got cover if you want. So the first one, right? Obviously, we know everything in the Bengals organization is just kind of falling apart, right? Jamar Chase pulled Jalen Carter and spit on Jalen Ramsey. Shortly, of course, they go to the locker room and he goes, "Nah, I didn't do it." I think 5 minutes before that, there's 19 different camera angles on him, and he's just got a big wad and he hits him. They deemed him suspended for the first game, right? To me, though, okay, I'm thinking, I for lying like this, honestly, throw another game on him.
Minimum 3.
I like, yeah, you get the game suspension for spitting on the guy, but then you lie about it, and you're not playing some backyard football game where there's no cameras, and you're a big voice, big number. It's
how many leagues do you play against 10 in the next few weeks? That's why you want the suspensions.
I have him, so honestly, it scares me. But I'm just thinking, right? Because I mean, you come out and you lie like that. Bold-faced lie, right? I didn't spit. Clearly, you did. Throw another ban on him.
I mean, didn't the same kind of thing happen week 1 with Jalen Carter and Dak?
Yeah. And
Dak said he didn't spit, and they didn't do anything when he did.
Yeah, but like Jerry Jones is paying the rest underneath the table. But now Karma's got them, and their seasons in the tank. So the heck with them.
George Pickens and CD were at the casino the other night. They were on past curfew.
1,000%.
Somebody on Twitter said that loogie from Jamar Chase looks like the loogie you'd spit after 12 glasses of whole milk.
Yeah,
dude, it's
freaking 12 glasses of whole milk.
Thick and milky. So it's something kind of think about. Obviously, we're getting near the end of like, hey, these are must-win games.
Yeah.
Jamar hasn't produced like he did last year, but we are getting to that point where, one game, possibly 2 games, we don't know what antics, something could happen because the team's just offensively not producing. So just something to watch out for. Obviously, you should see an uptick in T. Higgins. It looks like he's kind of got a better rapport with Joe Flacco right now. Target share-wise, most of it's still going to Chase, but they just can't get anything going. Obviously, they're not going to get anything going this week, but, maybe to the future, but it's something to kind of eye on.
They got a rough 4-game stretch coming up, too.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Patriots at home, Ravens on the road, Bills on the road, and then back against the Ravens at home. So
it's not looking good. So they'll probably rush Joe Burrow back, and then he'll probably get hurt again. And there goes the face of the franchise for the next 10 years. So.
They've got 3 the last 3 games of their season are their only winnable games against the Dolphins, Cardinals, and Browns.
Not all easy winnable games.
Ricky Bobby.
No, like I said, winnable. Not easy. They're the only winnable ones.
Just 2 more here. So obviously some highlights here. So you saw a record being broken, and obviously Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. Efficiency was not the greatest. I think it went 19 for 30 with 2 interceptions, but somehow managed to put up 50 fantasy points. So whoever had him, congrats. Hopefully you won. There was a couple other big booms out there that could have affected that. And then the last one that set the NFL record, Jacoby Brissett, the beef brisket.
Brisket.
NFL record of 47 pass completions. He had 47, so he's icing his. Actually, he detached his arm like an old doll and just put it in ice. So he's chilling for the next week. He's gearing up. It looks like Kyler I think we played against Kyler online in Call of Duty the other day,
Yeah, I
so
think you're
he's
right.
probably going to be out for a little longer. He wasn't that good. He was
I
kind of
I
sweaty,
think the
but
Kyler Murray experiment in Arizona is over. I
there's a
think
lot of
he's done.
experiments on these teams that are probably over. So we should definitely look at that evaluation too and kind of see where certain players might go. I think it'd be fun, but
Dude,
because they're all mid tier, they're nothing too crazy.
I
So
can't believe Jacoby's numbers. The last
yeah, I
5 weeks
mean,
he's played, like,
That's nuts.
he's not
fantasy-wise,
bad.
24, 23, 28, 23, 25. And Jacoby Brissett, of all people, holds the record for completions in NFL history in a
I mean,
single
not only
game.
holds it, but when 47 for 57.
Yeah.
It's 83% completion percentage. So, I mean, it's not
Yep.
like I understand dump passes, but he was still slinging the rock down the field, too. So, I
Threw
don't
for
know
what,
because
424 yards?
I mean, it's absurd. It's absurd. So, I don't know. There might be a lot. Well, Geno Smith did the same thing as the Seahawks. They're like, oh my God, Geno's incredible. Then he goes to Oakland and he goes,
No,
it's not my problem. I'm like, yeah, brother,
how
it
do
kind
I
of
play
is.
football?
It kind of is your problem. So, but those are the highlights that we had for this week. I think that rounded out all the injuries and boom or bust players that we had going on. So, no, if you want to take it over for Fantasy Zeros.
Yeah, well, now we'll talk about something a little bit sad. So, just some guys that kind of helped me lose my weeks this week. Ricky Pearsall, not sure where you were this week. Khalil Shakir, I thought Khalil Shakir was going to have a big game. I put him in everywhere I had him because Keon Coleman just missed the game because he missed a team meeting. And Deion Dawkins after the game was like, you have to show up and grow up. It's time. And he didn't show up. Khalil Shakir had, I didn't pull it up, but he had like
0.7
negative
points,
yards,
one
I
reception
think.
for -3 yards.
Yeah, -3 yards. So in PPR, I guess at PPR too, he still had positive, but man, that sucks. Devontae Adams, 1 for 8, 1 yard, but had a touchdown. Got a little redemption there. Caleb Williams, 193 yards, no touchdowns at all. And then here we go. Brees Hall. I love him. I hate him. I wish he wasn't a Jet. 16 total touches, 64 yards. That's 4 yards a touch. That's okay if you're running the ball, but 2 of those were receptions. You would expect him to have a little bit more receiving wise if he were to catch two passes there. So, yeah, sucks Brees Hall. Wish he was no longer a Jet, but he is for the foreseeable future. So,
That experiment is done as well. The Justin Fields experiment, which unfortunately, because statistically, right, if you're looking at it, he played well. Like he didn't have a bunch of passing yards or anything like that. Um, but I mean, he's fairly. I don't know. I feel like everywhere he goes, he produces, gets at least 20 fantasy points. Stats look good. I mean, it's not like Anthony Richardson, who's 4 for 15, or who's that other quarterback that went 4 for 16 with an interception, a fumble, a lot of hype that came around. He was dressed in a Browns suit. I can't remember his name, but
I'm not going to
he
talk
does
about him.
the wrist thing or something. I don't know. So, but I mean, it's like those are glaring statistics that you're like, wow, that guy played bad. Then you look at Justin Fields and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why does everybody hate this guy? So I don't know. That's another experiment that I think is on the way out. But we've seen it time and time again with Sam Darnold, Danny Dimes. Might be just a team thing. All of a sudden they move to another team and they have a blossoming career. So it's unfortunate. And it's really unfortunate to be a Jets fan because now all your young talent is getting older and you haven't really done anything with it. So except for win 2 games, put yourself out of the first round pick. So
Yep. Or
good
trade
job,
it
guys.
away.
Good job. So I'll go ahead and carry on with mine here. I just have a few suspects here. I don't, I'm not too crazy. Rasheed Rice, shockingly, has made the list. It was low catch rate and low yards. Miss Patty couldn't find anything going. I think he still had 9 targets, but only for 36 yards and 6 receptions. Um, it's just not for him putting up 100 yard games, at least a touchdown. He ran it in twice, kind of thing. I think it's more than half the running backs have, at least for the Browns organization. But it's just something you see. It doesn't happen often, but it is what it is. Sam Darnold, again, one of those guys where that's back-to-back weeks that he's had slumps. I think he threw 4 interceptions this past week. It hasn't been he hasn't thrown 4 interceptions since the I saw a ghost face.
Yeah.
Last time he was with the Jets, ironically. So just a little fun fact there. David Montgomery, really anyone on that offense outside of J-Mo and Gibbs, they were pretty well locked up with the Eagles outside of those two guys, which is super fortunate. But you win some, you lose some. Lad McConkey, even with Johnson not playing well, I think he had 3 targets, no receptions. I mean, they got blown out of the water, but you figure just a little garbage time production at all. He went 3 for 4 for 12 yards. So that Lab McConkey train from last year that carried all kinds of heat and hype, I think that might be on the way out.
I think a lot of that had to do with the Chargers O line, like their
Yeah.
struggles showing.
1,000%.
I don't
1,000%.
Bad.
So,
I don't know if I
Herbert was
talked about-
running for his life.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know if I talked about this last show on the show, but I think we talked about it off the air. Pat McAfee had a great segment on his show highlighting how bad the offensive line is for the Chargers because they played a primetime game, and I forget which primetime game it is, but they'll list their rankings out of the
Probably
position group.
Amazon.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
think
that.
so. And it was like, it was an average of like 36th out of 38 of players that have played,
bad.
and it's tough for him right now.
Mekhi Becton was on that list. We'll take him back, though. I'd love to have him back.
He was on that list.
A couple others, Jamar Chase, obviously the whole spitting thing. I think he's just mentally frustrated with everything that's happening. Him and T finally get the big contracts. They have the tandem, the three-headed monster with Burrow and those two, and then add the other Brown into it. It's just not. I think a lot of that has taken the wind out of his sails, losing 47-42. Putting up big point games and then defense can't do anything, so there's a lot of friction there. And then Roma Dunze, it's just like I feel like every other week he's on this list because the week before he puts up 20, 30 points, does incredibly well, and I know that Caleb Williams did not play the greatest. He seemed pretty visibly upset with his performance, that he was, they showed them kicking the field goal and he's walking away shaking his head because it shouldn't have been that close. But obviously, as you know,
the Bears almost found a way to Bears that game away.
Yeah, but I mean, the Bears are still riding hot, and that team looks pretty good, even with Caleb underperforming. So we know that the direct correlation, if quarterbacks are underperforming, the receivers are typically also going to underperform. So that's why the dudes made it to this list here. But hopefully, we see a change in that next week. But Zoltowski, you had a couple people too.
Yeah, just two here. I thankfully won in both my leagues, not too many problems. But the big one was Tez Johnson. Buccaneers put up 32 points. Tez put up 1.6. So frustrating there, especially with the injuries they're dealing with. I know Sean Tucker had an absolute game, but it sucks, when a team puts up 32 points and you get that out of a wide receiver. I think he's wide receiver 1 or 2 now on that depth chart. And then Miss Patty. It's a game, it's in your division, game you got to win. You're sitting at just over 500, trying to, prove to everyone, hey, the dynasty's still alive. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to claw our way back. 29 for 45, threw for 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 carry for 3 yards, 14.34 points. I expect, Rasheed Rice is back. You talk about how great it is that he's back. Travis has been playing very, very well. Travis had a hell of a game. He had 24 points.
Yeah.
He caught the ball 9 times for 91 yards and a touchdown. But I feel like, Miss Patty, it sucks to lose that way. I think last year they were like 11-0 in 1-score games, and this year they're 0-5. So like the luck's turned. They're 5-5. They're not even in the playoffs anymore if the playoffs started today. So I feel like that Mahomes' magic this year is just not what it used to be, and he's becoming less and less reliable in fantasy.
The crazy thing is, I think his stats are better this year than they are last year.
I know last year was also an abysmal year too.
He's performing 1,000 times better this year than he did last year. But like you said, that big, and we talked about it earlier this year too, is that they were so good with getting 7 points ahead and then holding everyone from scoring, right? As you said, they're 0-5. If you change that to 3-2 or whatever it may be, now they're 8 and whatever. Now they're in the playoffs. Now they're in the playoff hunt. They're probably in the top of the division. So I don't know. A lot of it's on Miss Patty, but I think he's doing everything he can with the weapons that he has. But it's and again we look at the stats, right? You look at the nitty gritty, and we're like, that's not accuracy wise, it's not great. Justin Fields played better, but it's just like I don't know. It's a weird year. It's a weird year.
Yeah, it's a super weird year. I think Colts are near the top of the AFC. At the top of the AFC, the Broncos are up there.
Or they're number 2.
It's between them and the Broncos. The Broncos
Patriots too.
And the Patriots, yeah.
And the Eagles. The Eagles are up there.
Well,
I'm talking about just the AFC. Just the AFC.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about the Eagles, though. They're up there. Don't forget them.
Before we get into our heroes, I did just want to bring up one more point about Chase. Yosivash could be a look this week. I mean, Higgins is probably going to draw most of Gonzalez from the Patriots, which is their number 1 lockdown corner. So I would maybe, if you need him, maybe pick up Yosivash and start him. Could be a depth option for you if it's necessary.
I don't know. The guy drops the ball way too much. He's unreliable.
Yeah. But
I mean, maybe if I'm playing against you, make sure you pick him up and start him.
Why don't you have just a game and a half?
Yeah, he'll catch everything.
Single game receiving record.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's get onto our heroes. And you guys both have receivers, so why don't one of you two go first? Oh, wait. Let me switch the scene first.
Fish, you want me to start?
You can go ahead. Take it over.
So, yeah. Oh, you got a nice rookie there. I'll talk about a guy who's kind of flown under the radar. You talk about the Cardinals and that wonderful Kyler.
Is it Michael Wilson?
It's Michael Wilson.
Okay.
It's Michael Wilson. I was getting there.
It's Michael Wilson.
Marvin Harrison, I know. I texted Nardy about this as soon as I got it because he had made him his start of the week this past week, and he was out with appendicitis. So Michael Wilson took the reins as wide receiver 1, and he absolutely ran with it. Just a career game, 15 for 18 with 185 yards. I can't believe he didn't score any touchdowns. But still is projected to only get 9.83 points, ended up with a whopping 33.5. I mean, Jacoby Brisket was just slinging the rock, and Wilson was taking advantage of it. There's a potential that Harrison could still be out this upcoming week due to the appendicitis. So if you did pick him up, I know his numbers were really, really tiny. I think I sent you guys a screenshot. It was like 7% of people started him in their leagues.
Yeah.
And I was proud to be part of that 7%. I picked him up because I just needed somebody because my one team is so bad. And I'd pick him up if he's still available. Just stash him. Just hold on to him.
I just realized in one of my leagues I have Jamar Chase, I have Marvin Harrison, and Drake London. Those are 3 guys dude. I start all the time. Oh man, that's gonna suck. But yeah, he definitely showed up. He was next man up mentality, and he balled out. So good on him. Fish, you want to go next?
I can. You guys can say that likes to just give it a minute. There we go. Ted McMillan. Projected 13 points. Actually scored 33, which is fantastic. Went 8 for 12 and receiving 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's the second game of the year that he's cracked over 100 yards. I think the last game he had was back in week 2. He did have a recent stint in the last couple weeks where he had 99 yards. But he's been fairly consistent, right? Obviously, he's the clear number one there, being 6'5", 215, 220. He's a big boy, big lad. Um, this is also the second time consecutively that, or not consecutively, excuse me, that he's put up 2 touchdowns in a game. He has 4 touchdowns total. I think he's currently sitting at wide receiver 12 or 20. I have to double check that.
In PPR formats, he's at 9, number 9.
I mean, if you add a couple more touchdowns, I don't know. Just saying. So this performance is exactly what we were looking for, what we saw in college, what we were hoping that the Panthers would get, is because they're just going to force feed a massive human being, right? We see it with all these big guys. Remember Kenny Britt back in the day? Huge body, right? He's not going to outburn anybody down the field, but he's so damn big and physical that he's going to catch it and still get his little ticky-tacky yardage down the field. This is the performance that we've been expecting Ted McMillan to have. He's been consistent throughout the year. It seems that Bryce Young has finally set another record of the highest passing yards for the Panthers, which, man, real tough to do. But
But it was good against Cam. Cam Newton was, the Panthers quarterback for a while there, and so he
yeah, he was a really good runner. Yeah.
He was also a good passer.
Don't you besmirch Cam Newton like that?
I miss watching Cam Newton. He was so much fun,
dude.
That
Is
MVP
a
season is
scumbag.
crazy.
Scumbag. A guy hates Jalen Hurts for some reason. I don't get it. Maybe it's the stupid hat that he always wears. I don't know.
He does wear pretty stupid hats now.
Yeah.
But this is the exact performance that we've been waiting for. Again, he's been very consistent. He's been getting most of the target shares as he should as the number one. He's been fairly good with the one-on-one, two-on-one coverage. He can go ahead and catch, again, big physical body. The jump balls apparatus is there. He's also got a little bit of speed down the field as well. But this is something to kind of keep an eye on. This offense, and we've seen it last year, this offense has kind of awakened. They needed a new running back to kind of gather everybody's awareness. Rico Dowdle is the man. Chuba Hubbard, he played. I'm glad he didn't play a lot. But if you guys can see, the commonality between everything, right, or the offense popping off and booming is Rico stepped in. Not only is he just a normal running back, but he's also a great pass catcher, which then we all know opens up the passing game for the rest of the receivers because now they have to have a linebacker or a safety come in and spy just in case Rico gets the ball out. And he's proven and has enough stats where he could average 50-plus yards of receiving a game. So they have to spy somebody there, which leaves Ted McMillan open for a lot of yardage. So hopefully seeing more of this going forward. I'd like that I started him. I'm pretty happy I started him. So very consistent. I like my pick.
Yeah, he should crack 1,000 yards this year. He's on pace to do so. So I think that was a great pick for, the Panthers. They needed a wide receiver. They tried to get it last year. Leggett wasn't the guy. So, I mean, going forward, I think most of the time you see the rookie receiver breakouts come the second half of their first year. You can kind of maybe expect that with Ted McMillan going forward, but I think he's going to be a valuable fantasy asset for years to come. So he's probably going to be hard to trade for if you're in a dynasty league, but go ahead and try it.
Yep.
Throw everything
else
else
you
can get.
Also did have a pretty good game.
Yes, he did.
Against the Falcons. So this could open more doors for both of them to just kind of, someone's going to take the number one, and then whoever doesn't get the number one is going to have to get force fed.
Xavier Leggett was always a number 2, though, right? We talk about a lot of these guys. They were drafted to be a number 1. It's okay if you're not a number 1. If you excel more in the slot or a number 2, fantastic. That's cool. Xavier Legette had more of. I mean, that guy. He's such a nice guy. You see him in all kinds of post whatever interviews and stuff like that. You can't understand him because he's from Louisiana, but it's always a good time to see him smiling and stuff. You didn't really see him smiling much in the interviews this year, right? I think it's a lot of drop balls. I think the confidence was kind of taken out. Now we have a true number one in Ted McMillan. McMillan, I mean, possibilities. Like you said, Zoltowski, he popped off and had a touchdown this week. I mean, he did great. Kind of see more towards that, especially if they lean on throwing the rock 1,000 times a game. So it opens up the doors of possibilities, the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, Bryce threw for 448 as well, so it's pretty nice offensive performance out of them. My hero, and this is the first time I've ever done this, but I'm going with a defensive guy. So in a lot of our leagues that we're in together, we play individual defensive positions. I have this guy pretty much everywhere, Jordan Brooks. He's the number one linebacker in the league right now. And he won me a couple leagues this week off of his sole performance of 20 solo tackles. So he's been in the league for a while. Yeah, dude, 20 tackles is crazy in one game. But he's been in the league for 5 years. He was in Seattle originally with almost said Derek Brooks, Bobby Wagner, Derek Brooks. That's going way back, but he's very Bobby Wagner-esque, and I think that I don't see myself getting rid of him anytime soon in any of my leagues. So, just shout out to him this week for that crazy performance. I mean, if you run IDPs and you had Jordan Brooks, he probably helped you win some games this week. He was projected 17 points and he got 30 total. Now that's our scoring. It's 1.5 points per tackle. So I'm not sure if everybody scores it that way, but he's my fantasy hero, that's for sure. And then we can get into our starts of the week.
You won this week?
In one or two leagues.
You don't see that happen too often.
I won in both leagues. Somehow, some way.
But we can get into our starts of the week. Which we want to just go the same order? Zolt, you want to go first?
Sure, you already got it pulled up on the small screen. I'll just start it off. I'm going with being a homer this week. Going with my homeboy Jared Goff.
Glad you said it.
Yeah,
it's a gimme. Yeah. It's a gimme.
So
another gimme.
This is a gimme. The Lions have not lost back-to-back games since October of 2022. Goff's performance on Sunday was abysmal. It was awful. A lot of credit to the Eagles defense. I mean, they were in his face. They were causing pressure. You could tell he was flustered by it. And the team always bounces back strong after a loss. Easy layup, even though it's not that much of a layup because he doesn't average. He only averages like 14 points in fantasy. But I think he's going to have a really big game this week. Bounce back because they're playing the Giants at home. Kind of a tune-up before the Packers at Thanksgiving, also at home. So, I mean, I need something here. He almost screwed me this week. What do you want?
I noticed in the picture that he doesn't have both his gloves on.
Would that be a determining
factor? Okay.
Take the gloves off.
Is that going to be a factor?
Use a hand warmer, like that natural feel. Dan Campbell went for it.
You guys are 0 for 5. That is crazy.
You know what, though? We stopped the tush push like 4 times. So I'll take the other victories.
That's fine. I'll take that victory too, because now it's going to be in the league for the next 20 years. So the hell with you guys.
True.
Yeah. It just proves, though, that you can stop it. Just be a fucking man. Don't do all this petty, like when they all crowd up against like it's rugby. It's like, no, just hit him in the mouth and send your linebackers. And now you guys are going to run fakes out of it. Now you're going to run fakes out of it. And it's going to be Jalen's going to get the ball, and then he's going to go like this behind.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine losing on a fake by a big, massive waste of space of a tight end? That could be me. That's going to be me.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, Mark Andrews is going to run this. That's pretty smart to not get Lamar hurt. And he just goes around the edge. Nobody's even looking over there. Oh my God.
Yeah,
We
it's a
lost right
bad
before
look.
that happened,
The
but
Browns
yeah.
gonna brown, man. Browns gonna brown.
Brown's gonna do Brown things.
But yeah, start Jared Goff. Guaranteed easy layup pick here this week. Hopefully, I don't know.
Well, the good
You
news
never
is
know.
it's in Ford Field, so he shouldn't be wearing gloves unless the heating
freaking
unit's
gloves,
broken up
man.
there.
Oh,
You,
so
you
bad.
do have to watch out for everyone's ACLs though, because at any point that turf will take them out.
I think the turf's better than the MetLife turf, though.
Yeah,
That's true.
So, Fish, I think you're in the same division here. Why don't you go with yours?
I think so. It's Ted McMillan.
Sorry.
But it's not.
I mean,
Not
that is a
one.
good
Okay,
start this week.
Sorry, I'm
sorry.
podcasting
Yeah.
and producing over here.
I didn't figure we go ahead and take another gimme, right? I figured one gimme for the week is enough. So I'm going to go with Emmanuel Wilson for the simple fact that there is no one else behind him. You got Marshawn Lloyd, who is on the IR, Josh Jacobs, who is at least out this week. I don't think that they rush him back. This offense has been. It clearly shows that they need to establish the run game before getting anything going, right? We talk about a week in, week out that they're wide receivers. We don't know who the hell is the number one, who the number two is, number three. They drafted a young guy who only had like one reception this past week. Christian Watson decided to play and did well, but they still have Wicks and 1,000 other guys back there. So I know Love went out a little bit for an injury, then he came back in and they produced well, but this team shows week in, week out that they are not efficient unless they get Josh Jacobs in the run game established. Once that happens, then everything kind of opens up, right? They've already lost Tucker for the year. Mozgov, I thought, was going to be an easy just fill in. There's no one else back there. Turns out they do have another tight end, which I'm a little bummed by, but whatever. Um, I think this is an easy one. I feel confident. When he filled in for Josh Jacobs this past week, he went 11 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown. Um, it's not, to what like Nutter likes to say, it's not a sexy stat line. But I think if he plays the whole game with working out of the backfield, receiving wise as well, I think this is a no brainer, especially come bye weeks that we have, injuries, suspensions. You got people spitting on other people, disgrace, disgusting. Um, I think this is a no brainer. I think this is an easy one. He is going against a tough Minnesota defense, but that offense, and we keep talking about how great a lot of the defenses are. You're only great you're only as great as how long you're on the field for, and if they're on the field for 30 plus minutes, that defense is going to get worn down. These are professional athletes. These are the top guys in their sport. I don't care if you have Jesus and Carl Malone back there. It doesn't matter because they're going to be worn out and tired. Emmanuel Wilson, especially with J.J. McCarthy throwing it still, he'll see the field plenty. He'll get his, and I think that they'll end up winning and take an early lead, which will rely back on the run game for Emmanuel Wilson. So that's my take. The hot take.
What position would Jesus play on defense?
I want to say like Mike or like a corner, unless he's laying wood as a strong safety.
Free safety, maybe.
And then he hits him. He says, "Open the pearly gates." All kinds of crazy shit at that point.
That's
No, he's gonna play Mike, and he's gonna pull a Moses and just split the C. Right to the quarterback. Yep.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Biblical figures. Not a podcast for that one.
I like that pick. It's a good pick. It just really depends on the script of the Green Bay offense. It's been very, very wishy-washy lately. They're, in the NFC North groups, I pop up on Facebook. I've seen a lot of Packers fans hating on Jordan Love. They're done with him. They're like, get him out. He's trash. He's ass. Get him out.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, they want to fire.
I can think
they
want
to fire their head coach. And I mean, I just think
Eagles,
the Browns.
Oh yeah,
I don't think you guys can afford him. You're still paying Deshaun.
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
the
paying
tank-
Diddy. I forgot.
Yeah, you're still paying Diddy.
The tank tickler. That's just
but-
not.
Hopefully they can script it right. And it's a divisional game too, so those are always fun to watch. And everyone kind of plays a little bit harder than normal. So I like that pick.
Thanks, man.
That's what you does for Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, I don't know why that's a segue. My start of the week is a guy Fish
Halloween's
loves
over. It's Christmas.
to talk about, Kenneth Gainwell. I'm kind of in the same boat as Fish here. Mine is very dependent on if the guy in front of him plays or how much he plays. It also depends for me on if Aaron Rodgers is back. So Kenneth Gainwell over the past 2 weeks has seen more time on the field than Jaylen Warren. I do know Warren exited early in the third quarter last week, but even then, he could have come back into play, I guess, if it was more of a game. But the Steelers elected to keep him off and just run Gainwell, which makes me think that they trust Gainwell to an extent to help close the game out. I believe Aaron Rodgers exited in quarter 2 of the game. He had that wrist injury. Mason Rudolph came in. And when Mason Rudolph was in, he was heavily relying on Kenneth Gainwell. He was throwing checkdowns. I mean, Gainwell had 8 targets. I already said this earlier. 8 targets, 7 receptions, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also had some success on in the rushing game as well. But, there's an opportunity for Warren to miss, or at least not play as much, maybe be on the snap count for this week coming up. If the injury lingers throughout the week, watch the practice reports. Can't say that enough. Gainwell is a guy that you're going to want to roster on your team because he is actually an RB2 that's able to produce, even when the main running back Warren is on the field. They're playing the Bears this week, so they're in Chicago. We know the Bears have been hot. It's going to be probably more of a high-scoring game than usual that the Steelers are used to, just because of the Bears' offense, how well it moves around. The Bears are not great against running backs. They're ranked 25th against the rush and 20th against the pass. I do think if Kenneth Gainwell gets the starting role this week, he could be a guy that you plug into your lineups for a safe floor, and you get some possible boom coming out of that. So Kenneth Gainwell, watch your practice reports. If he looks like he's going to be the lead back, I'd put him in there for sure.
I like this pick. Like I said last week, the Bears love to find ways to almost bear the game away. But they are blessed by the Pope. I forget about that this year, so that is why they're going the other way. But I mean, he's been very explosive in the few games this year, and I think especially if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, it's huge. Even if he does play, I feel like they're going to be a little bit more cautious, in an approach there. So I like it. I think it's good flex play.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, even if Warren plays, I'm kind of enticed to play him just because of how much he's been used in the last couple weeks.
No, yeah, I would.
But we do have,
because it'll be where he'll pick up the touchdown after Warren gets him down there.
Yeah, he'll
because he's
vulture
tired.
It.
Yeah, like that one guy for the Falcons that Fish loves so much.
Allgaier, the Mike Tolbert of old.
Little fat meatball always steals the touchdown from Bijan. It's crazy.
Oh, jeez.
But we do have our Week 12 pick'em. So I believe there's no more overseas games this year.
Nope, that was the last one.
I think that was that was the last one.
I honestly forgot it was a thing and didn't pay attention to it at all.
Yeah.
I think I picked it right though.
They played in Madrid, which I believe they played where Real Madrid plays.
It's correct.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick. Pretty sick to listen to them glaze about how good Real Madrid was.
There's a lot of sues that happened. I saw.
Nobody cares.
A lot of sues. For those who don't know, Fish is a Barcelona fan. Anyways, we do have 4 teams on bye this week. That's Denver, Miami, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Washington Commies. Hopefully they get some health back there for the Commanders. Maybe Jaden Daniels comes back. But the Thursday matchup this week, Buffalo's going into Houston. Buffalo is 6-point favorites. There's a lot of not half points this week for some reason. But I think especially with the news that we heard from CJ Stroud not playing, this is a no-brainer for me.
Give me the Bills.
I'm going Bills. Fish, you agree?
Yeah, I want the Bills.
All right, and then next we have the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday. We have the Steelers going into Chicago. This game is Chicago 3-point favorites. I do think that a lot of this hinges on injuries. But if I had to pick the game as it were right now, with Jalen Warren probably playing, I think I take...
Who's throwing the rock?
So if it's not Rodgers, it's either Mason Rudolph or Will Howard.
Okay, great. I'll take the Bears for 4,000, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me the Bears to win on the last second field goal after they almost pissed the game away again.
I just don't. Mason Rudolph, I mean,
It doesn't
the
matter.
best thing he did in his career was get hit in the face with his own helmet. So
It doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, Will Howard. The Bears will find a way to win. Unfortunately,
that Bears defense is too good. They'll scheme against Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, and they should be able to stop them. They'll get their points, but they had to extend it down the field, and that's what they're not going to do.
I think DK is going to be a non-factor, no matter who plays.
That guy,
yeah.
he always is. Week in, week out, he's a non-factor.
Unfortunate.
Jalen Johnson will be there to
Last week was his chance to really pop off again and get the mojo back, and he pissed it all away.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one.
Next we have New England going into Cincinnati. New England's 8-point favorites. Give me Drake May.
Yeah.
Give me Drake May, but here's a hot take. I think that the Bengals will play better with Chase out of the lineup.
It's a very hot take.
It is a very hot take.
I think his ego and his little sourpuss stuff that he's got going on, I think is ruining the team. I think they play better with people that'll step up. I think they'll put up more points.
It's a possibility.
You think they're going to let up another 27, though, and continue this record they have?
Oh, 1,000%. The defense is going to be ass, but I think
Trav-
that you'll look at the offense.
Travion or Diggs, put him in there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd probably put Ramondre in there at this point. But I think that offense will look cleaner and have a little bit more clicking with Chase out, at least this week, because there's no toxicity, no antics on the sidelines or anything. There's just guys going at it, and they don't have a max contract. Well, Higgins has got paid, but Yoshi Boss and all them, they're trying to find that roster spot.
Yep.
They're here to prove it. So they'll still lose, but closer than what you think. Maybe.
Closer?
No, I don't think it's closer than you think. I think they'll still put up points, but not till after the Patriots are up 3 scores.
I think the Patriots are going to run away with that one. New York going into Detroit, the New York Football Giants, that is. Detroit 10.5-point favorites. I'm easily taking Detroit here.
Yep.
Is Jackson Dart back?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just asking. I know it doesn't matter.
I think he's still in protocol, but he's expected to play on Sunday. But
Okay.
So, yeah, you never know.
Next, we have an NFC North showdown. Minnesota going into Green Bay. Green Bay 6.5-point favorites. I think that's probably going to hold. I'm taking Green Bay here.
Yes.
So I'm also going to take Green Bay, but I think this is, if you want to call it an upset alert here, just the Packers last week. They went 27-20 against the Giants with Jameis at quarterback.
Oh,
It was a very close game. They've struggled offensively. I still think they're going to pull away from this one just because JJ's also been struggling offensively.
He's been struggling real bad.
Yeah, real bad. But there's a reason. Now that I think about it, there's a reason he didn't throw the ball when he was at Michigan. Blake Corum ran the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But yeah, I think there's still a chance that they could lose this game.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance that they could lose it. I mean, those interdivision games, they're always a toss-up, it seems like. So, next game, this one is not a toss-up. We got Seattle going into Tennessee. Seattle 13.5-point favorites on the road with only a 40 over-under. So they're expected to not only double the score of the Tennessee Titans, but absolutely keep them out of the end zone the entire time. I'm going Seattle here. I assume you guys are as well.
Yeah, I think Seattle's defense is actually projected 13 points, which for a defense, you don't see that. So,
yeah, Seattle's defense has been just insane this year, especially against bad teams. I think Sam Darnold finally gets his head out of his ass too and remembers how to throw the football.
Yeah, to his team though.
Right. Yeah. And I just want to say, good on you guys for following my picks this week because I was so successful last week in the pick'em.
You were.
What's he saying?
He had 12 picks.
It's pretty good.
12 right.
At 12, that's really good. I think it's the highest score we've seen.
Pretty good.
Does that put you within?
No, I
6
had
or 7
13
picks?
fish.
I'm tied with you.
Come on, where's my flowers?
I'm tied with you.
You get no flowers. You're tied with me.
Yep.
No, all the numbers are all jacked up because you guys messed up your picks one week.
Yeah, remember
It was
we
like
botched
3
a
weeks
week?
ago. That week when I got 13 and picked them all right, you guys just picked whoever. Yeah, I think you were just going.
You should have parlayed it if you got all 13 right. That
What?
would have been a big payout. Not that I would
Yeah,
ever
I know.
condone gambling.
I mean, you can FanDuel sponsor us, please. DraftKings.
Yeah, I'm 100% down.
ESPN bet somebody.
I get
How
free
about
bets.
I don't know. How about Optic, Don Russ? You guys want to sponsor?
Oh, dude, Sam's Club had absolute packs at the store the other day.
You have to get a Kaboom
Just doing it.
or it's a bust.
Just doing
It's
a
the
free
same
Sam's
thing.
It
Club.
was
With
Sam's
Don
Club.
Russ.
it was like $30 for 11 packs.
Fish is buying a membership tomorrow.
I think he has one. Yeah.
Those packs got to be weighted or they hook out the heavy hitters. There's no way. One of those packs is like $24.
They're from a different assembly line. It's the Sam's Club packs.
It's
Yeah.
the new set too.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll send it to you.
Gander.
I'll send it to you after the pod.
Yeah,
Let's-
text it to me because I'll look at that one.
I won't. Yeah, I won't send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, send it forward everything else at Discord though.
Next here we have Indianapolis going into Kansas City. Kansas City 3.5-point favorites, surprisingly.
It's at home.
I think the Colts got this one. I mean,
taking the
Kansas
Colts.
City's in a must-win, but they're just not clicking right now, and the Colts are too hot to put down.
Give me Miss Patty.
Zolt, you going Colts?
Yeah, give me the Colts.
Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Into
so boring.
Jonathan
Make a
Taylor.
wild pick.
Last game of the 1 o'clock slate. I'm not making it on this game. We got the New York Jets going into Baltimore. Baltimore 13.5-point favorites. It's just
Honestly, you should. You should.
no, I'm not. I'm definitely going Baltimore here.
Yeah, I'll take Baltimore.
Yeah, maybe the Ravens.
Baltimore's really good at beating bad teams.
Derrick Henry might rush for 300 yards finally.
Speaking of bad teams, the first game of the 4 o'clock slate this week, Cleveland Browns going to Vegas. Vegas 3.5-point favorites. Give me the Browns.
Give me the Browns because Geno's going to Geno all over the place and throw 4 interceptions.
Miles
your
Garrett
team-
might have 7 sacks this game.
Yeah. He might break the single season sack record this year.
Yeah, but he'll bitch and complain when they lose the game because he signed for money and not for a winning
Yeah,
team.
We're not
No,
doing this again.
100%.
What's your pick? What's your pick?
Yeah, give me the Browns. Give me the Browns. Give me the Browns.
Zlatoski, you too?
I said the Browns, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't
And
hear over
Browns with a
sarcasm.
With a handful
Guys
of
make-
Miles Garrett bitching.
Guy makes $40 million a year and goes, yeah, man, he can't win. He can't win a game. I'll take 8% of what you make. Look at that guy smile. No complaining here. Guy's a jackass. Actual clown.
I hate you. Next game we have Jacksonville going into Arizona. Jacksonville 2.5-point favorites. Where are we leaning here?
I'll actually take Jacksonville. I think Etienne looks pretty decent. And I just traded for Brian Thomas Jr., so I think he should have a good game.
Yeah, I'll also take Jacksonville. Jacoby Myers also had a good game with the team.
I sent him a text,
week,
so he responded back.
Good. Defense looked good as well. So, but I do expect the Brisket to fucking sling the ball again.
I think I'm going to Arizona here.
I think it's wild, but sure. Who's their running back again?
I don't think it's that wild. I think that this could.
This is either way here, 100%. Yeah, I just like picking on Nutter.
Fill in number 3. I don't know who it is anymore. Or DeMarcado got injured. I know that we forgot to put that on the doc. But
that's the only thing too is like there's no rushing game there. They are a West Coast offense, air raid.
It's just like Trey Benson just needs to come back.
John Connor.
All right.
That's it? No.
Last game, or second to last game of the 4:00 slate, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Jerry's Glory Hole World. Who's going to win?
It's good. It's a good theme park. I'm not buying now. Give me the Eagles.
You guys are 3.5
point
favorites.
Yeah, that's it?
I'm taking the Eagles.
With how good that defense played,
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough to stop Pickens and CD, but man.
If Dak doesn't have any time to throw the ball, it's not going to matter.
All right, and then Quinton Robert is going to shadow. I mean, Adoree Jackson, as long as he guy's a scumbag, but he should be fine.
As long as Jalen Carter doesn't spit on Dak again. Or
honestly, if he spits on him, that's okay. You hit him this time. Hit him right in the nuts. Give him a little sack tap. Squirt squad. Squirt season's open.
Who won the first game? Was it you guys or the Cowboys?
We did. No, we did. Because everybody thought we were going to lose.
It was close.
It was close. It was
a really good game, actually, for a season opener.
You know, it would be really great if Zaire Alexander played this game. Is he coming back? Is he good?
Is Jair coming? I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, no, probably not. I think he's still on his hiatus. He got paid, and then he was like, "Yeah, I don't feel like coming today." Okay, sick. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I don't really feel like it.
You keep talking about a stapler. I'm like, I don't know what you mean. Crazy.
Next game in the 4:00 slate, the last game, I should say, we have Atlanta going into New Orleans. And boys, New Orleans is favorited by 1.5 points.
Wow, that's wild. Give me Atlanta.
I'm going New Orleans.
Like, give me Bijan just running, and then Algier stealing all the touchdowns.
It's Kirk Cuddy. He's playing. I know he was butt last year. I don't see that happening again. And it is the Saints. Give me the Falcons.
I mean, you guys can go Falcons. He's been butt every time he's been in this year.
That's fine. He's got a really good running back. Just run the ball. Bijan broke. I know they lost the game, but Bijan broke like 5 tackles on the goal line to bounce to the outside on his first tutty, and I was like, "Oh my, okay, this is where we're going."
Sunday night football.
Yep, Sunday night we have Carolina going into San Fran. San Fran's 7-point favorites.
I think that's the Monday night game.
Sorry, Sunday night
football. Monday.
We have Tampa Bay going into the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are 7-point favorites.
Yeah, I mean the Rams.
Rams, please.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Rams too. I'm not happy about it though.
No, I want Baker to win, but it's just not.
They're just too beat up, and the Rams are just on fire.
Yeah, I like Baker. You guys think he'll ever come back to Cleveland?
No, you guys shit the bed on that one.
Yeah, you guys
burned. Right.
You guys torched that bridge, poured gasoline on it, torched it, and then dropped an airstrike on it.
Yeah. That's crazy because that's the guy that you want. That is just tough as nails. He's got grit,
scrappy. Yeah,
not getting his thing rubbed at 12 salons. Yeah,
massage parlors.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, massage parlors.
Oh yeah, when you guys signed in Justin Tucker to really add to the red flag squad.
Anybody can join the team, I guess. Cleveland, the land of no background checks. Monday Night Football, we have Carolina going into San Fran. San Fran's 7-point favorites.
I'll take San Fran because Purdy's back.
Yeah, Purdy did look good.
Fran as well.
Purdy looked good, and guess what they did? They fed McCaffrey. Christian. They fed that man. That's all it takes. George Kittle got a touchdown. Anyone else benefit? No, and that's okay.
George Kittle had a great catch where he was just dove stretched out, snagged the ball.
He's got to watch out because he hurts himself. He's out for 6 months.
Yeah. But I think Rico Dowdle, though, I think he also has a good game.
He has no fear, dude. Sierra Miedo. That's what he does. Every time he gets a first down. You wouldn't get it.
I don't get it. We don't see that many first downs on our team.
Same. Oh, actually.
We don't.
When we play good defense.
All right, but that is
really
our
good defense.
Picks. I should have left it up. Sorry. That's our picks. If you disagree with us, let us know. If you don't, let us know why we're right. I don't know. Say something in the comments. Say hi to us. We'll read them. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you listening and watching. Always CGG. Thanks for being a gent. We'll see you guys next time.